Hola clase, buenos días, ¿cómo están? Muy bien, gracias. ¿Y ustedes? Muy bien, gracias. Ok, muy bien, aquí vamos a dar una pausa, hablar inglés. Ok, we're going to talk about civilizaciones. Sí, civilizaciones pre-Columbian. So when we're talking about pre-Columbian, that means before Columbus. Okay? So why are we studying civilizaciones en español? That's a good question, right? Why? Well, the reason we were studying those civilizaciones en español is because there are three big ones that you need to know in order to understand better their culture. Okay? And they are the Inca, the Maya, and the Aztecs. Okay? So, civilizations, if you have done your lesson from yesterday, right, you probably remember there are about 6 to 7 things that really makes a civilization. Okay? So, you need agriculture, which means you need a source of food because people have to be able to stay in the same place. So the people before the civilizations, the hunter-gatherer, the people that just hunted around, they couldn't develop a civilization because they were dependable of hunting and gathering things to eat. So agriculture was one of the first things that is start making civilizations possible. Okay, so the source of food. Then civilizations they build big cities. Right? They have special labor and trade, so they trade with the others, and they will make things here that it was only from there, so that would make a civilization. So think about Egypt and the pyramids, right? So it's the same thing with the Mayas, the Aztecs, and the Incas, okay? They had a government, yes, they had a big government. They share a common religion, that's another important thing, and architecture and art, right? See, look, if you think about architecture and art, they have a lot of art, right? So the Incas, the Mayas, and the Aztecs, they produced a lot of art. They're very unique. They have their written language, which is another important thing, okay? The Incas, they did not have a written language, but they did have ways to communicate, okay? Which we will get there. Now, before we move on, 3 things that are very important about those ancient civilizations or civilizaciones from the Americas, okay? The 3 of them, the Incas, the Mayas, and the Aztecs, okay? They lived in different regions, kind of, okay? So the Incas, they were right here, okay? So if you look at this big map here, the Incas, they were in the Andes in South America, all right? Now, the Mayas and the Aztecs, okay, they were up here. So the Aztecs, they were pretty much in Mexico, okay? And the Mayas, they kind of expanded a little more in parts of Central America, okay, and up into south of Mexico, all right? So the Mayas and the Aztecs, they have a lot of things in common with themselves. But on the other hand, the Incas, they were very different, okay? So we're going to be doing those next 2 weeks, we're going to be learning about them. And it's going to be a mix of Spanish and English. You're going to be doing a lot of English work on it, okay? So a lot of your answers I'm going to ask you to write in English, but we're going to touch a few things here and there in the Spanish. Now, this is very important because for us who are studying Spanish and we live here in the Americas, okay? It is very important to understand their culture, to also understand their past. Because you see what happened is that the kind of food that people eat in Peru today, or in Mexico, or in Central America, it has a lot to do with the food that they inherit from those ancient cultures, right? For example, let's talk about corn, right? Corn is an American food. There was no corn before the Spanish came here to Mexico. So corn, to Central America, okay? So corn is something that is part of their culture, and it's very connected with their history and their ancient culture. If you think about batata, okay, or papa, okay, potatoes, from Peru, that's where they came from. So potatoes are nowadays, they're all over the world, but it was the Peruvian ancient culture, or the Incas, that first cultivated, okay? All right, so I hope you enjoy learning about those three cultures. We're going to be talking a lot about it. And tomorrow, Wednesday, we're having a Google Meet during the day. So make sure you don't miss it, because we're going to talk about our project with the Mayas, the Aztecs, and the Incas. ¿Está bien? Entonces, hablamos otra vez mañana. All right? So make sure you check your Google Meet and everything, and don't fall behind with your assignments, okay? Anything, send me an email, and I'm always here to help you. Adiós. Hablamos.